You're listening to Moonhawk Studios Presents, like we used to do.
All right, I actually heard the theme song this time, and you know what that means, kids. It's time for another episode of Moonhawk Studios Presents. I am your host, Mac Paladin, and with me in the studio, as always, is my good friend Adam.
This show is powered by an endless layering of spite.
It's how I can literally exist. It's fine.
Gotta live somehow.
Pouring salt on that open wound. We got Kevin in the house.
It's at the back. Anybody want some?
We got Petty Fan nominally holding the technicals together with his bare hands.
I'm glaring from the tech bunker.
And our conscientious snarker, the Galix.
What about if I wanted to snark non-conscientiously?
Well, then I guess we'll just have to talk about, like, I don't know, collectible card games or something. And Gunpla models.
Pretty soon he's going to be our conscientious subjector.
Yeah. No. Next up is Beyblade.
No, that's me.
not a joke, by the way.
Yeah.
I am aware of this. I am aware of this. Now, I literally caught myself watching what is the industry term for this? Where the content creator is just opening packs endlessly of Pokemon cards?
Literally just a pack opening.
Is it a ripper stream? Is that what it's called? A ripper stream?
I have no idea. I
think that's what they called it.
I don't get into like.
I think that's what they called.
On
I got into this guy was like a carnival barker. He was like, "Let's go!" The whole time, and I was like, "Damn, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about." And I'm into this.
Yeah.
So I followed the stream and even tried to win some of their giveaways.
I wish I had the charisma to like open card packs on stream. I don't have that level of charisma, bro.
I don't know. You sell yourself short far too often. Anyway, allegedly, we have a great show for you tonight. We have a great guest. But before we get to that, Adam, start us off with the actual news.
The news is it's still cold.
Eating a live podcast. Oh, boy.
All right. Well,
anything
Anyway,
else to report?
Well, I mean,
yeah, I was going to say
this past weekend it was so cold. We had frost warnings in Orlando.
Oh, that's not
Like
good.
icicles were icicles
Golf
were forming.
effects, no.
Yeah, icicles were forming at Universal Studios.
Fuck.
Jesus.
With the particularly where the South Pole is on that globe. Yeah.
It grew in Antarctica.
I imagine people were driving like
which is funny because
morons.
it's been 82 in. Well, it's been 82 in Tucson today.
Yeah. Yeah, you had golf effect snow flurries.
Mm-hmm. It's like
funny enough, it actually was fitting weather for a hockey game which they played in I think it was in Tampa, so
it would have been Tampa.
It was Miami, but yeah.
I don't
think,
I don't think Orlando has a hockey team.
Yeah.
I know the Tampa Bay Lightning exists. I went to a game once.
Yeah, there was a stadium series game that the NHL played. I think it was in Tampa, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fitting weather for hockey, which is freaking weird to say.
Yeah.
Yes. Putting that aside,
right.
Personal news: I got a new Xbox controller because my old one was starting to develop drift issues, and That's about it for news for me. Kevin, what's going on?
Well, after weeks of having something to say, I don't have anything to say this week. It's just normal stuff around here and normal stuff at work. So
Sometimes
it's
no news is good news. Sometimes no news is good
oh
news.
yes, oh
Yeah.
yes. Trust me, I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
So yeah, nothing much happening here. So Petty, what's happening in your world this week?
Best case, I pulled a mild back muscle in my back. Worst case, I may have a kidney stone. So that's fun.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Stop damaging people's backs.
Yeah, so it's just kind of something I'm keeping an eye on, obviously, because back, pulled muscle and back will go away. Kidney stone, that's going to be a fun couple weeks.
That's going to be a literal kick in the pants.
Believe me, I've had to have a kidney stone removed before. It's not fun.
Yeah,
So,
the people tend to downplay the actual pain factor of the sonic treatment.
Yeah.
They're literally kidney punching you with sound.
well, you know what the worst part of that was? This was just after I had my knee surgery. So they had me up in those like stirrup things days after a knee surgery.
Oh,
The anesthesia could not kick in fast enough.
you're like epidural.
Well, no, they actually did general anesthesia at least.
Interesting. Give me that spinal tap.
So yeah, that's really the only thing I can do is drink more water and
Try to knock it loose.
Yeah. Well, and also make sure, if hope I don't need to go see go to the hospital about it. Just because
Yeah.
my usual hospital is over an hour away. So that would not be a fun car ride.
This is not the kind of thing where you can just run into urgent care.
Yeah, no. They would literally tell you go to the ER. Like there is an ER closer, but they are awful, to put it lightly.
Oh, so like Oro Valley Hospital here in Tucson. The one that has a 1.5-star cardiac unit.
Yeah. But yeah, I do have a regular doctor's appointment next Thursday. So if my back's still hurting then I'll let the doctor know. Hopefully it's just a pulled muscle. That's obviously the best case. Worst case, they take an X-ray like, the stone's big enough we can see in the X-ray. The ER will be waiting for you. Those are the fun ones. Wait, no, opposite.
I believe you either way.
Yeah. As far as most other stuff, not really a whole lot been going on. It's been between the back pain and how cold it's been, I've not really been able to do much like video game wise. I've mostly been chilling in the front room watching stuff on YouTube with the cats. Because both Soul and Noise love to watch TV, and I'm fine with this. I'd rather them be watching TV on the couch than getting into things.
Right.
This is your daily dose of cats.
Yeah. I sound like a real parent, let's be real. But yeah,
Yeah.
I put in a pre-order for the Digimon card game Final Crest limited set. So that's coming in August. So that's going to be fun. I'm looking into getting next week there is going to be another box released, an extra booster that I'm debating on getting. Like I really should be getting some of the cards in it, but I don't know if I just want to order the singles or just buy the box. It really depends on how prices pan out and whether or not the parents can pay me back what they owe me. But yeah, other than that, not really a whole lot. It's actually been somewhat warm today, at least. It's still above freezing, so yay!
The enthusiasm.
Well, for reference, people who missed last week, most of the last couple weeks we've had highs below 0. If that tells you how cold it's been in Missouri. So yeah, this is a vast improvement that the snow has finally melted.
Gonna be a warm up next week too.
Oh yeah, I might actually not have to sit around the house wearing 2 jackets.
I actually went to work yesterday with just a shirt and pants for the first time in about a month.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was
like,
freaking weird. Not
it-
walking around with two jackets. Yeah.
It's been finally warm enough we can turn off some of the extra space heaters, which I'm glad I did, because let's just say one of the outlets was getting a little, let's say, toasty and might need to be replaced.
That's not good. Because
Yeah.
you've got the aluminium. That's because you've got the old house with the aluminium wiring.
So, funny story.
Uh-oh.
Guess what we have?
Aluminum wiring?
Yes. No, it's better than that. It's a mix. Some parts are aluminum,
Oh.
some parts are copper.
Some parts are made of gold. It's made of gold!
Yeah, no, if I could go back in time and find whoever wired this house, they would be strung up by those wires.
It's probably a hybrid because the original aluminum wiring in some parts of it were replaced with copper. Well, I mean, your house is kind of a patchwork. So, I mean, there are
Yeah.
parts that were built after the main house was built.
Yeah, our house was renovated in the 50s. And we
Well,
don't know when
prior
it was...
to 19
Hmm?
prior to 1973, all wiring in houses was pretty much aluminum.
Yeah. And like we don't know exactly how old our house is because the original plans were lost when the courthouse burned down. Back in
Oh, Jesus
the
Christ.
like I think it was like the 60s. So it's
You'd be surprised what a nickel will get you down at the county assayer's office.
but yeah, no,
Oh,
that's
Jesus.
partly why we have no idea how old the house is actually because the original plans have gone up in smoke. So yeah. But yeah, I think that's it for me. Alex.
Yep.
Nothing super exciting at my place. My parents sort of surprised me with going away for a couple of days in the middle of this week, which I'm not thrilled about because I have an appointment with the chest medicine people to see if I can do something about the sleep apnea tomorrow.
Mm.
And I was kind of hoping one of them would be able to be there or at least be on call in case I forgot or missed something. So I'm just going to have to take good notes and possibly record some things.
Mm.
Because I probably will forget to ask questions. But yeah, other than that, nothing serious going on that I can think of. I still need to make a couple of appointments. I need a haircut and I need to get my car's oil changed. But hopefully I can figure those out without any problems. Video game wise, the second DLC for Super Robot Wars Y dropped yesterday/today, depending on whether or not you had the early access thing. So I've been playing that a bit. In addition to, I've made some more work on Pokemon Legends ZA.
All right.
And that's about all I got.
All right. Well, as I dropped at the end of yesterday's Final Fantasy XIV stream, I decided that my first project going forward is going to be the conclusion of season 1 of the Lavenders. That will require me breaking up the animated episode 8 into comic book pages, so that way I can restore the webcomic eventually. and then ultimately package Act 3 into a PDF for Drive-Thru Comics at long last. I contacted Blackwalker80, our series alternate artist. As you know, Varias was the original artist of the series, and I now that we're speaking again, I have committed to the idea that we're going to focus on what we started specifically with Starship Moonhawk. No plans beyond that, just the first episode of the animated series, our big movie, The Death of Perseus, and our fancy motion comic movie, Survivor, which has a lot of really, really good vocal talent attached to it, as well as composer David Stahl, who worked with John Frizzell Music, which, as you know, Queen's Gambit, the old Turner Civil War films like Gettysburg and Gods and Generals, stuff like that. The fuck was that noise? That was scary. That scared the shit out of me.
Was that one of
Yeah, that was me.
your?
That was something switching a
My
circuit
bad.
there. That was something switching. Oh, was that you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Well,
There's
we'll get to that in a moment.
yeah.
Got to change the battery in your smoke detector.
No, it's not even that.
Anyway, no. We'll get to that later. You could regale us with what happened later. Let me wrap this up really quickly here. So we've got the webcomic The Lavenders coming back. The way it's going to work is Blackwalker is producing one sketch page that I will ink and do the monochromatic paneling for, like I did back in 2018, and that will complete the entire first story arc. There is a second and third season planned for it, but in the immortal words of Sheriff Buford T. Justice, one shit at a time. Taking on far too much load in, as far as like how many concurrent projects I have running at the same time, has been the number one cause of my downfall. This doesn't really need to be said. It's been said by literally everyone in this crew, including myself, on a multitude of occasions, but I'm going to say it anyway, so that way if you're new here, and that is entirely conceivable, if you're new here, you and are hearing this for the very first time, you've now heard me humble myself, prostrate myself before the fan base, admit my failings. But yeah, so the Lavenders is going to be the thing I'm going to finish because it's the thing that is closest to the finish line, so to speak, as far as my quote unquote legitimate projects. Starship Moonhawk, the Mercadian Affair is another one that's getting relatively close, but I consider that instead of 25 pages, we're looking at like 50 or 60 before the first season of the animated show / webcomic is done. I will be producing it first as a webcomic and then worrying about animation later. So, like, when Varias and I return to the animation, I think the thing we're going to focus on is the fact that she has all the 3D models for The Death of Perseus, which was our kind of flashy looking animation film. I don't mean flashy like Adobe Flash, but as in the animation quality and everything we were doing with it was substantially better than what we're doing with our other projects. So, I became hyper fixated on the fact that I lost StarshipMoonhawk.com. I promptly registered StarshipMoonhawk.org, and I just haven't applied it. The website is still there. I just haven't applied the new domain to it.
Mm.
And there's people that I can't contact anymore to update their link exchanges. So that's unfortunate. Can't pull a redirect because some asshole in Japan is parking on my domain.
Mm.
thinking they're going to extort me for $50,000. The joke's going to be on them when the videos go viral on the animated series, and I become like it becomes my official service mark. I will be able to sue them to get the domain back for free as part of my branding. So, good luck, Porch Pirates. You ain't getting shit, bud. I mean, who the fuck steals a 10-letter domain .com domain?
Unless they were planning on having
You know,
something.
all of its intrinsic value.
Squatter.
Right, but that's what I'm saying
How
is
does it
all
not
of
get
its intrinsic
squat on the
value
thing?
is
Yeah.
all of its intrinsic value is tied to my brand. So if it doesn't have my brand on it, it has zero value.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have my thing on it, it has absolutely no value whatsoever because it's not because it
Yeah.
is inextricably
It's not the
tied
thing.
to a series that I've been
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's inextricably tied to a series that has been widely available online for 27 years.
Mm-hmm.
So there's literally nothing they can do to steal my IP or do anything about this or try to trick people into going to that website from my ventures. So like I said, I'll just register the .org, and if I get the .com back, I'll have it point to the .org. I've done the
There you
domain
go.
redirects many times before. I am kind of a tech person. I mean, so this is my wheelhouse. If you think you're gonna thwart me, I have the patience of Job.
Job.
Yeah, I'm doing a great job having the patience of Job. Other than that, the reason I'm energetic right now is because my back isn't hurt. My back and hips and waist are not hurting as much as they have been for several days. So, and I have another appointment with the chiropractor tomorrow at 5:15. So, fingers crossed, everybody. But it just, I don't know, just the idea that I'm not struggling as much as I was yesterday is sort of euphoric, I guess. I guess we'll see what happens when the Aleve wears off. Yeah, still got my back brace on, but did pretty solid this afternoon. Yeah, did pretty solid driving around this afternoon, trying to get caught up on the rent and all that good stuff. So, yeah, got my V-tubing stuff in order. It's just a matter of getting all these power stations charged up, so that way I can do something. And then the last task, of course, I need to contract Merry Maids to come help me clean my apartment. Empty the litter boxes, scrub the bathtubs, clean the floors. I can't wait for my friend Dane to come from San Diego. Coordinating with his wife is like herding cats. She's a registered OBGYN nurse. And if he comes out here to help me, he's got to bring his 2 kids and the wife to help with the kids so he can help me. So it's just not something that I'm expecting to happen in the foreseeable future. So I'm just going to have to hire a handyman to come and get these appliances out of my backyard and help me, clean the house. That's all there is to it. Because I can't reliably bend over enough to do my own cleaning at this point. I've gone as far as I can without hurting myself worse. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. There was some pretty good news there. Some things going on, like stuff is finally happening after a long time. So let's get right to it here. Tonight on the program we have Ian of Yeij. Constructed on a plane of goofs and gaffs, I've committed the cardinal sin of making game analysis and reviews. Ian, welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
So, give us a brief synopsis of what you do. What's your channel about? What should people know first before we get into the nuts and bolts?
Um, Well, my channel, I guess you kind of said it already, but I do like video game analyses every like blue moon, and sometimes if they're
Mhm.
not as analytical, I call them reviews. Um,
Okay.
I also do like game dev. That's probably why I don't upload as much because I'd be working on games.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's get to the brass tacks here. Adam, I believe you are up.
Yes, this is very much my wheelhouse.
Yeah, it's not too often that we have game devs on this podcast anymore. This is more of a fragments thing.
Right, but it occasionally happens. And also when we have people who do the video game thing, but not video game development, oftentimes we'll have them here. Sometimes that happens over at Fragments. Usually they're located in Europe. Like that time we featured someone from the World Long Plays or the Space Quest historian.
There you
But
go.
putting that aside, what made you want to put out video essays of, let's say, Condemned, Criminal Origins?
Um, well, there was like a period back, like a few years ago, like I was getting really into watching like Civ 11 or like similar YouTubers. Like I was kind of like, oh man, like it was towards the end of like, yeah, like I just graduated high school and I was starting college and I was starting to get really into like older video games. So I was really into like boomer shooters, and that kind of tangentially got into um like early 2000s shooters. So like I was really into like Monolith for a while. And so like I really like Condemned Criminal Origins when I checked it out, so I really wanted to make a video on that.
Okay, fair enough. Like, uh, like what attracted you to Monolith in particular?
I still really don't know. Like it's mainly I mainly return to Fear most like every time like I replay one of their games. But like to like that specific era of Monolith like has like a different sort of personality to their games because I mean like their Middle Earth games like Shadows of Mordor. I haven't played the other one, but like that's a fine game, but like it doesn't really feel as like ingrained with like the developers with like No One Lives Forever does, or Condemned, or Feared. So like to me those feel more lively, I guess. I really don't know how to describe it. Like less
I,
corporate, I guess.
I think I understand what you're trying to get at here. What the conveyance is, Fear, Tron 2.0, Aliens vs Predators 2, all of those are probably infused with a lot more of the developer's own personality than a AAA blockbuster title like the Shadow of Mordor games.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, which is an interesting conversation to have. Especially given what I've heard about the Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War titles, given that they are some of the more lauded Lord of the Rings games. Uh, the whole Nemesis
Hmm.
system and all that. Like, but I suppose one of the things that really struck out to me about your videos is the, how do I put this, the general quality of them. Like, they're fairly high production stuff for, let's say, small YouTuber standards.
Oh, thank you.
Uh, um, believe me, as I have to watch quite a few of these to look for people to have on the program. Uh, what aspires you to dedicate to a video? Like, what makes you want to talk about, say, Hunt Showdown?
Well, the Hunt Showdown video in particular, that was a game I really wanted to talk about since it was my favorite multiplayer game, and still is to an extent. But I guess like when it comes to like video production quality, I mean, it's really just more of like if I can do it, I should try at the very least. I'm very much if you know like the YouTube channel Xbox Ahoy or just Ahoy now, like if I remember right, like that's all like a one person like job, and like he does like the all the music production, all the graphics, all the editing, the writing, getting footage,
Mhm.
and like that just really inspires me. And I guess it's also like partly because like growing up, I really wanted to like get into film, so I kind of wanted to do like a filmmaker approach to it, where I'm kind of a perfectionist, but it's also like it's for fun and for YouTube. So I know I'm more realistic about that, but it's really just a matter of if I can do it, I should at least try.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And if you don't try, you'll never know,
Hmm.
which is a philosophy we're pretty used to here, let's say. As in, you miss all of the shots you don't take. Right. But what is it about Hunt Showdown that you wanted to tell the world? Especially since, like, Hunt Showdown is not a game I see too much coverage of.
Yeah, yeah, that I mean that was partly it, because like a lot of like the hunt videos I've seen on YouTube are mainly from like streamers that play the game, and it's usually like these two streamers that are just like insanely good at the game. So a lot of the content I see for it is mainly revolved around just like people that are really good at the game, just uploading like their like whole like matches and stuff like that. But Hunt has like to me like not to me, but like Hunt like has a very unique spin on like the extraction shooter sort subgenre. It's like it has a very like strong emphasis on sound design that like I don't like that at least I haven't played from what I've played. No other shooter has. I mean, like I've played a bit of Tarkov and like Counter Strike, um, Thief. I guess if you consider a first person shooter, which would be really funny. But like the audio in that game is it's so immensely like intricate where I find it like really like staggering that like nobody really talks about it and how important it is to the like gameplay, because there's been so many times when I play the game with friends or just by myself where like like just a distant like twig snapping like will change the whole event of a game because you can like orient around that, or you did one mess up, and just like the whole balance between the sound and living and non-living audio traps or just obstacles that like that make it such a very engaging game and just really terrifying, like just very adrenaline inducing that like I think more people really need to know about. Like when I was in uni, I would always like shill it to my professors and friends in classes, and like I kind of like uh kind of got known as like the Hunt Showdown person, and they would like sometimes ask me like, okay, we got to move on. And so I just really like the game, and I think more people should try it out or just look at it.
And how did that get structured into it? Like, because I've watched, well, some of the video. I didn't have enough time to watch the entire hour, but
Mhm.
it's very much like a proper video essay about the game, as opposed to listing like a 5-10 minute video of why you should be playing Hunt. So how did that evolve into such a fully formed project?
Um So for the hunt video, if I remember, like the main thing I really wanted to emphasize or like revolve all like the entirety of it was like every aspect of the game is like very considerate in to like stress out the player from like all the different like weapon details to like the messiness of the maps to even like the the numerous like the insane like amount of like tools and like traits to know. It's like all very much like a messy like info dump of a game that like the player kind of has to parse through to really like try to really get any advantage over others. I mean like even like shooting, which in like most games, like it's it's a simple affair where like you aim and shoot and reload, but like in Hunt because it's set in like the late 1800s, like it's very it's still very intense because these are clunky old guns, so the game has you have to manually load each round, or if it's like a Springfield trapdoor rifle, you have to open the breech and take out the casing, putting a new round, close it, and then you can aim. Uh, a lot of like the elements I noticed or I recognized like just came together to like really almost be at like the disadvantage of the player in terms of speed because like it's a very patient game and that patience kind of add like just is rife for anxiety, but also it's a quick game because you can die in like two bullets to the chest for most guns. So it's constant fear of death, and like that fear of death is then amplified by how much stress there is from all the different elements of the game. So like I go from like the visuals and how they're like very horror centric, and then I go into like the gameplay and the stress from like the weapons, combat, and yeah.
Okay. And how does it differ from, say, CS:GO?
Um, well, CS like in terms of structure, like CS is uh like a match of a game of CS and a game of Hunt can like really be as long as each other because like a CS match can go up to 30 minutes and a Hunt match can go up to 30 minutes if you don't get killed in the first five. But um, it's a lot more, I guess, lax because despite like that anxiety that I really emphasize in the video, it's a lot of it is pretty much just walking from place to place looking for uh, things to shoot or to collect or waiting to get shot at by another person. Whereas in CS, like um, you're always like like when you're going to get shot at, or pretty much most of the time, or you can much more easily expect a gunfight than in Hunt Showdown. So there's that, and then also CS is like a lot more arcadey because the movement is less realistic. So there's still like even though Valve keeps trying to get rid of it, like you can still bunny hop to an extent, and like you have a lot more air movement control. And Hunt is like a lot is not as lenient on that aspect. Like your movement is pretty pitiful compared to CS. Like if you don't have certain equipment or traits in Hunt, you can really only sprint for like 30 seconds before not even 30 seconds. Like you can only sprint for a short amount of time before being out of breath, and like your jump is maybe like like 4 inches off the ground. Um, so I guess like a quick summarization of that is like CS is a lot more arcadey and faster paced, whereas Hunt you have to like have the patience and maybe like the mental fortitude to not like drop it so fast because you can die so quickly and lose all your gear and and your hunter.
Adam.
Hello?
Oh, you're back.
Yeah,
Ah, there you
sorry.
are.
I was about to say, did I get disconnected or did everybody just stop talking?
Adam portaled out
Yeah.
for a moment. For a moment there.
Hold on. Yeah, my connector was a little loose. Like I had to tighten it, and it kind of knocked me off.
Mm.
Yeah.
I thought I was talking too much. My bad.
Nah, you're fine.
No, no. We allow
we try
people
to avoid the we try to avoid the old dead air aspect.
Yeah.
You were doing fine. The more you
Yeah.
talk, the more content we have. That works for us.
Yeah. And it has been interesting to hear about Hunt the Showdown because, like I said, how do I put this? There's plenty of videos on, say, Doom, Quake, or even Max Payne is something you've covered.
Mhm.
Even like something like Fear probably has more YouTube coverage than Hunt Showdown.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now, do you still plan on making video essays? Because it's been a few months since your last one, and I get that this is this, yeah, this portion is kind of a subfield to what you're actually doing, but uh, more to the point, is there any particular game, any particular boomer shooter that's caught your eye?
Well, besides like working on like games, well, in the past, the reason why it took forever for me to get videos is because I was prioritizing school like way too much. But besides, like also working on games, it's just like I don't really like to make videos on games where I don't really have like a natural like sort of bond with. If that I don't know.
That
That
makes
sounds
sense.
weird, but
If you're not
yeah,
interested in
like
it, it's a lot harder
I,
to make a video on it.
yeah, exactly. Like after like my crop video, I received like so many emails from like indie devs and publishers asking me to cover their game, and like I had to tell so many of them like I'm sorry. I mean the game looks great, but I'd first like to spend a lot of time with it if I could even to see if I could even make a video on it because like I just want to like I try to be genuine in my videos and again that natural bond like I wanted to be like organic, not from like someone going like, "Hey, here's my game. Please make a video on it." Like, it has to be like it has to emerge from just like how like me stumbling upon it or something. Me playing the game and going like, "Oh, I really like this. Oh, this is interesting." And then further down the line, it's like, "Oh, I guess yeah, this would make a good video." It's kind of like now I do actually have a video in the works. I was making I was writing I started writing a script for a video on this game called Straftat, which is like another multiplayer FPS. But like that game like really uh stuck with me since the first time I played it. Like I would play it in the middle of class, just showing it to my friends and all the experiences I've had with that like I hold very dear. So that's something I definitely want to do. But it's also just since it's just me on the channel, like uh I have to do like a lot of I have to do everything. So like writing takes a long
Mhm.
time and editing is the biggest portion of the whole thing, honestly. Like the writing I
There's a
can
reason why
get
I
done
don't edit the
decently fast.
podcast because oh god.
Yeah.
Like we did live programming.
Oh
Indeed.
man, dude,
Yeah.
like I used to be like a pretty like frequent like video editor for like a big YouTuber and like
Mhm.
having to go through like 20 hours of footage fucking sucks. So like
Oh yeah.
yeah, like but yeah, like editing, writing, and now I'm doing 3D animations and stuff. So I would do that and just getting footage if I mention a other game or talk about another game in the video. So I have this like little gripe where if a video essay like gets like footage from like a YouTube video and or like a trailer if they're talking about another game that isn't
Right.
like the main subject. It's like very nitpicky. It's unnecessary to me to go like, oh, I wish they got like just footage themselves, but that's something that I like to do. So yeah, no, it's just a lot of it takes a lot of time, and I guess I'm also very picky about what games I make videos on.
Makes sense.
Now, do you just cover like FPS games?
I think so far I have. Um, it's it's not it wasn't a conscious thing. It is something I did notice like a few months back, but
I suppose there are a few exceptions here. Like I see a video for Armored Core, which is very
mm,
much not a first-person shooter. It's not even like first person.
yeah.
And Max Payne. I know Max Payne gets included with like FPSs a lot, but it's one of the
Mhm,
major third-person shooters of the early 2000s.
Hmm.
yeah.
Different genre. Uh, yeah. So I suppose it's something that it just arose, but you're not a FPS YouTuber, which those people very much do exist.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, I try. I mean, like, I think it's just like I mainly have played FPSs growing up, and maybe even still today. Like, that's probably the genre I've played the most. But I mean, like, I definitely love to like maybe someday do a video on like Lisa the Painful or something that isn't an FPS.
Hmm.
Mm. And I suppose in that vein, do you keep up with FPSs? Well, as much as possible, considering there seems to be a new indie boomer shooter a week at least.
Uh, I used to be like really like in that like really following stuff like that, but I haven't really followed like new like indie boomer shooters or like really any shooters in like the past year probably. I've tried to use Twitter a lot less.
Hmm.
That's like the one social media I use. But it's also kind of sucks because like it's like in my opinion, I feel like it's still like the best like social media for like game dev. Like I mean like Blue Sky is pretty neat, but a lot of the people I know and like that I talk to or people that I follow don't use it, so it's hard to make the move to that. But yeah, I don't really follow it. That I think there's this new boomer shooter where like I just remember there's like an FAL in it. That's all I remember about it. I think
Oh, Brazilian
like
Favela.
oh no, that's the good one though. I met the publisher at Magfest. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
we actually have the publisher of that lined up for the sister show next month.
Oh
Yeah,
cool.
they also published a game we covered recently called Shooty Shooty Robot Invasion. It's like if you've ever wanted an FPS game influenced by Smiling Friends, that's your game.
Okay, I'll check that out.
It it requires a certain taste, I think. Like it's dependent on how much you enjoy Adult Swim's content. Um,
Mm,
because you can really see all of like the Aqua Teen Hunger Force and such in this game.
Hmm.
So, anyway, speaking of which, now is probably a good time to switch over to the game dev stuff. Like, like, what kind of game or what level of game dev do you work in? Like, are you solo dev, like a indie dev team? Do you work at like a professional space?
um, I'm an indie developer. I I just graduated from uni like in May. I was majoring in computer. The major is called like computer design and simulation, but it was basically a game design major. Uh, I was under the specialization for that was technical art. So, I mean, I've mainly done. I don't know if solo would be the best because like I've always worked with like one or two friends, but um, for the most part, a lot of the projects I've worked on were for jams or for personal. I did recently join two teams though. Um, one is for a game called Taquito. Um, that one's pretty cool. We like sell it as evil Pikmin. Um, and uh, I'm the lead programmer for an untitled survival horror game that we haven't. It's still very early in its production, pre-production
Mhm.
even, but we haven't shown anything about that.
Fair enough.
Like Evil Pikmin. I think that was a game called Overlord.
Yeah, Overlord back in the day, in the 360 era, so not a lot of people
Yeah.
remember that. Friendly reminder, the Xbox
It is.
360 is 20 years. You may all age to dust now.
Mm.
Ah,
The linear progression of time. It haunts us all.
yes.
Anyway, getting back on task here. So I suppose it's worth asking, as a solo indie dev, what do you hope to develop, if anything has come to mind?
Um, I mean, recently I was working on like a fishing game. I don't know how to describe it because every time I try to get like one of my friends who's a really good programmer to help me, like
Mm.
he's like, I don't know what this project is. Like every time I explain it, but it's basically like an LSD dream emulator meets fishing game sort of thing where you would walk around worlds and you would fish for fish and yeah, like that's something I want to finish if I can soon or maybe later down the line. But I had this other game that I was really enjoying making that I haven't worked on a bit with my friend. His name's Magnus. It was basically um oh what was that game? Oh yeah, like Looking Glass Studios, the Thief devs, the System Shock devs.
Mm.
They the last game that they were working on before they closed was called Deep Cover. It was basically like Thief set in like the 60s, like Cold War era Thief game. And
Hmm.
uh me and my friend we really wanted to make like a stealth game. So that was like that's our biggest influence besides also the the James Caan movie Thief.
Hmm.
Uh I don't know, like I don't think I have really any major like big scope games I'd really dream of. I mean, maybe the biggest scope would be like a Stalker like the Stalker games
Mm.
by GOC Game World. Those are
Mhm.
really cool to me and but like the programming the AI for that seems very nightmarish. So I definitely would couldn't really do that on my own.
Yes, I would imagine that would require, some help in that department. I mean, granted, the actual Stalker games, AI wasn't all there at all times, let's say.
Yeah.
I mean, it, I, I won't lie, the Stalker games are kind of renowned for that sort of thing.
Yeah, I guess I meant more so like the A life factor where like it
Hmm.
just like watching the AI interact with each other and they have like their own lives or whatever, like is like one of like the most characteristic aspects of like the older games at least because I know A Life was very broken in Stalker 2 on release, but like I have very like I want to say fun because I might sound psychotic, but like I have very memorable memories of like my first time playing Stalker Shadow Chernobyl and like I see like a pack of like mutated dogs in the distance, and I peer through my binoculars, and I'm just watching them drag like a corpse from like a gunfight I had like 5 minutes before, like into the distance.
Yeah, that kind of AI interplay,
Mhm.
that is the hallmark of several games. Like you can go all the way back to Doom with that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
The joys of getting the infighting started.
Yes. And what can you tell us about the team projects? Beyond what the like unannounced survival horror game. Like, is there anything you can talk about that outside of just unannounced survival horror game?
Well, for that, the current, I mean, I didn't sign an NDA, and my friend, he's the lead of the project, and like he was telling me like he hates NDAs. Like we just don't really have anything to show for it because it's so early. That's why we haven't really shared it anywhere.
Mm.
Okay.
Like everyone else on the project is like an artist besides me, which is I think really funny because I studied to be an artist, but here I am programming. But they needed someone that knew Godot, and I'm not that bad of a programmer, so I got the gig. But um, they have like a bunch of like they have like a lot of crazy talented artists like working on it. They like uh my friend he's like shown me all these like he shows me screenshots and he sends me clips of like in progress work. Like they have like this insane like dragon made out of fingers with like that's also mixed with like A10 warthog, so it's got like a minigun in its mouth. Like these are like insanely talented sculptors and environment artists. um since I'm programmer, the one thing I've done so far was like start the character controller. We have like this mechanic in the game where if you like are running into a wall, if you run into a wall at, like head on first into a wall while at top speed, then like the player gets dazed. So I had to mess with like the camera to like have this like blur effect that's kind of like it's called like a frame accumulation buffer, I think. It's something that's like the motion blur in old PS like the old PS2 Metal Gear Solid games. I don't know. That's the best way I can describe it. Um
Like motion blur?
it's kind of like motion blur, but like it's also like a slow shutter speed from like a camera,
Mm.
if that makes any sense. So it has kind of like ghost frames like overlaid it and stuff. It's not as smooth as motion blur or as blurry as it, but it's hard for me to explain. um but yeah, that's pretty much like it's so early in development. That's the only reason I can't really talk about it. It's not that I can't, but I just don't have much to talk or show with it. It's like from how my friend describes it that he's planning it, it's going to be like a very much like inspired by like Silent Hill games. It's a first person game, though. It's the first section that we have for the demo. To me, how he plan how to in his plan, it sounds like it play a lot like the baker's house from Resident Evil 7. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think the game's going to be pretty cool. We have like a plan for this phone, which will pretty much be like the player's inventory. So like you can't pause the game. You just like open up your phone and like you flick through all these different menus, and they want to like put a camera on it. So I think the phone's gonna be a really cool part of the game. Um, the other game though, Dakito, the Evil Pikmin. That was the reason I was at Magfest, and the only reason I was able to get in because it sold out was because I was helping show that game in the indie hall. It's I'm the system programmer on that. I just joined in November. It's this like really colorful and like, and I mean it in like a good way, like ugly game. It reminds me a lot of like Vangers, if you know about that game. Like it's like Vangers meets an RTS or Pikmin kind of. Like you have all these little guys and you explore this alien world and you can collect more little guys, but there's also these big creatures that you can't collect, so you got to kill them. But you got to do like jobs for this big fat guy that comes out of the sky. It's a really weird game. Like they've explained the premise to me a bunch of times, and I still have a hard time like remembering it because it's very weird, but it's very cool. We have a Steam page for that too.
Well, I
And,
think I've
yeah.
run through my gamut of questions. I will turn it over to my colleagues here to see if they have anything further for you.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think
I'm
you
straight.
covered everything I was thinking.
Alrighty then.
All right. Well, Ian, did you have any last items that you wanted to promote, like something coming up for your channel before we part ways or move on to the video, whichever you prefer?
I do have a video in the works. I plan to get it out by the summer at least. I don't know when it'll be out,
I
but
plan on getting it up for
it'll
Heat Death
be
of the
about
Universe.
the game
Look forward
Chef
to it.
Yeah, exactly. But
All
yeah,
right.
I hope to get that video up sometime this year, and um, what is it? Oh yeah, Taquito. It's on Steam. We have a closed playtest going on right now. I think the Discord is on the Steam page, so you can join the Discord and ask for a Steam playtest key if you want to play that. If you
Mhm.
like Pikmin, I highly recommend it. We had a lot of Pikmin cosplayers play it at MagFest, and they all liked it.
Mhm.
There you go.
And also, if anyone is going to AwesomeCon this year, Taquito will be at AwesomeCon. Yeah, I think that's all I really have.
Well, that should be pretty cool. Look forward to seeing it.
Thank you.
All right. Absolutely. All right. Well, we're coming up on our video commentary segment. So, Adam, if you'd like to introduce our next victim.
Next victim, Jesus.
Yes. So it is Olympic season here.
Mhm.
Have the Olympics actually started yet?
I think it starts the
no,
same day as the Super Bowl.
No, it's it's the next couple days. I need to know exactly when it is, but the pre-opening ceremony activities actually started today with a curling, but the opening
That's what it
ceremony,
was.
yeah, the opening ceremony is well, as it's now past midnight over here, tomorrow on the 6th.
That's getting into the weeds of
But right, yes,
pointless.
specifically, but
You
yes,
know,
we are in Olympic season.
yeah. And one of the more, how do I put this? Bizarre? Yeah, bizarre
That's a
is
good way to
the
put it.
right. Yeah. Aspects of the Olympics is the Olympic mascot. So, like, apparently every Olympics has its own official mascot. Um, I know, Kevin, do you know what the 2026 Olympics mascot is?
Why, I'll quick look up Wikipedia here. It has us have two anthropomorphic stoats, which are species of mustels native to Eurasia. Tina and Milo, to represent both the Paralympic and Olympic games, because that's what they do now. They have two sets of mascots, one for the Olympics and then one for the Paralympics. So
Yes. And this is relevant because all the way back in 1996, the Atlanta Summer Olympics mascot. I wish I could have picked something for the Winter Olympics, but Animal Olympics was too long, and I don't know of any like specific program for the Winter Olympics. That kind of speaks to where the Winter
yeah,
Olympics are in popularity compared to the Summer Olympics.
Mhm.
the Winter Olympics have their moments. I mean, figure skating is the big thing when it comes to the Winter Olympics.
Right, but I don't think anyone would consider the
Yeah,
Winter Olympics to be on the level of popularity that the summer enjoys.
and the rules
Like,
and standards and things. Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, for the 1996 Atlanta Summer Olympics, their official mascot was introduced as the first computer-generated thing. Like
Thing is
one of its nicknames is a literal what? Well, it's a literal what's it? Like nobody knows what this thing is supposed to be. So
What is it? Fact.
yeah, and
Now-
that's actually by design.
that was our childhood euphemism for a dingus.
Right,
So
but
Was to call it a what's it. So we're already off to a great start.
I could bring a little bit of a background here because, of course, this happened here, Atlanta. So back in 1991, after Atlanta actually won this thing, which was again, it was a big shock because Atlanta was going up against Athens for the right to host the games in '96. They began to develop the mascot. The citizens of Atlanta wanted the mascot to be something similar to a peach because, well, duh.
Yeah.
Georgia
But-
Peaches, yes.
Because
We're the
yeah,
peach-
because
Georgia.
We're the peach state. But they limited the competition to professionals and designers. One of them was an animator down here by the name of John Ryan, who created who put together this thing, a non-gendered creature that could transform into anything, basically. And
Oh man, it was woke. It
you know
was
what they
woke
said,
before you
nobody
went
can
broke.
suck at character design like a professional character designer.
yeah, but yeah, it was quickly accepted, and everybody was like, what? But it's like they didn't question it because, after all, we got the Olympics when we shouldn't have. How are we supposed to question anything that the people who actually won the damn thing? What is it, or high res? That was another name that was used beforehand. Debuted in Barcelona, and everybody went, "What the f- is this?"
Yeah.
And everybody on the Olympic committee was embarrassed about it, but too late to turn back now.
In the
basically,
immortal words of Mel Brooks. Eh.
it gets
pretty much at the end, yeah.
well, here's the thing. It gets better / worse because this is the mascot. This is the Olympic mascot that got the biggest media push.
Oh yes,
I don't know why,
big.
but it did because in preparation, in honor, in something for the 1996 Olympic Games, Izzy got as far as Olympic mascots go, the mega push. Because in I think either 1995 or 96, he got his own game.
1995.
Yeah, he's got his own Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo game called Izzy's Quest for the Olympic Rings or something like that.
Yeah, it was
Was
his
it
quest for
good?
the
What do
Olympic
you
rings.
think?
Yes,
I
That's
remember
exactly
that.
the name.
I
Yeah.
think I
But for
played
forward-
that.
Released by U.S. Gold, a British game publisher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
Oh
was
God.
Ironic
This is
as
the
that.
company. This is the company that brought us Another World and Flashback.
That's untrue. That was Delphine Software. They were a French company.
Well,
They were-
U.S. Gold
US Gold-
actually did the publishing of those games
Yes.
in the U.S. though.
No, it
At
was
least on the
Interplay.
Sega Genesis. U.S.
Yeah,
Gold
they're-
got Flashback on the Sega Genesis.
That's what
Yeah,
it is.
U.S. Gold. U.S. Gold had it for right here, Amiga, Genesis, PC. It says SNES. I'm not sure about that. Sega CD, and also the Jaguar. So, yeah.
If you didn't have
Yeah.
it, they published it on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's one of
Oh,
those
yeah.
games
Yeah, there was
It's
stuffed toys
the
sold
kind of
around
game that's,
Atlanta.
that I'm sure is going to be the subject of a Flandreau video one of these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
All right,
he
let's
was
nuke.
on a-
Let's
he was
nuke.
on a-
Let's nuke
yeah,
this sucker.
He was on a
All
Lucky
right,
Charms
yeah, so-
box, and then we have this. What we have today.
Yes,
Yeah,
this
and then-
monstrosity.
alongside, I don't know, it was done in parallel, but whatever. We have Izzy's quest for the Olympic gold, which is at the very least, animated special. I don't know if this was intended as a pilot. I want to say no
It was
because
a special. No, it was commissioned as a special.
Yeah, the thing with
Okay.
Olympic stuff, they really couldn't make it into a series because it was built for the Olympics.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. But sometimes people
That's
get
never
ideas
stopped them
about.
before.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're technically not supposed to, but
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Izzy is also the Olympic mascot who got his own television special, fully animated, and of course it premiered on various channels owned by Atlanta's own native son, Ted Turner.
Mhm.
Specifically,
Which
was
is
on
why the
TNT.
Yeah,
Mhm.
which is why that logo's there, which is Turner Network Television, by the way.
TNT.
So-
Yes, Turner Network Television. Correct.
We don't have
So with
that
that in mind-
specific cut. This was on TNT Toons, which later becomes Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The network that
I
brought
think-
us the final season of Babylon 5, as well
And
as many
the-
specials.
Yeah, and that Crusade spinoff.
Yep.
Like that they
As
fucked
well-
over.
As well as like, I'll think of it.
And I think Crusade's forgotten enough that we could look at it
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
day.
Anyway,
So
let's see how they
let's get
tried
into
to prepare for this. Oh, the quest is going to lead directly to a coke plant, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, Atlanta, so that makes sense.
God damn it.
Honestly, apparently in news stories they jokingly said that he actually tried to drink himself to death, but attended rehab and received substance abuse. Received support and got out of it. Yeah.
Great.
I guess he was drinking that 19th century Coca-Cola. Yeah, the ones that had the cocaine extract.
Yeah. Yeah. In a segment that was reported by Bob Costas.
Jesus.
Yeah, it should be mentioned that Izzy is probably the most hated Olympic mascot in history.
Definitely.
Boy, with
No,
credentials
yeah,
like that, I'm surprised with the credentials like that, I'm surprised Andy Hayward wasn't involved.
Mm. No, this was done by Phil Roman, who helped
Is that just
He
straight up
picked up-
Judy Jetson?
Possibly.
No.
probably.
Torch World?
Go get your son before he brings down the whole ceiling.
Look, they're working on an Izzy animated special. You're expecting them to be creative?
Yes.
Yeah.
30 seconds of this exciting Olympic basketball game.
Well, that's your mistake.
This year's
Well,
dream
they
is
just
to
called
celebrate
Izzy son, so I guess it's not non-gendered.
a bright young star from the sport.
Well, it's 1990.
I guess they fucked that up already.
Well, it's 1996. We're not
It's
thinking
the
in those
intention.
terms yet.
Yeah, I was like,
If the creation is supposed to be non-gendered, well, that obviously can't last.
Mhm.
we can't put this on mainstream television like that.
Well, also insert problem with English language of having, lacking non-gendered pronouns.
I have to practice for the Olympic Games basketball tryouts.
I have been lectured about they, them for over 20 years, so.
Hi, Rob Paulson! What the hell are you doing here?
They paid him money.
He needed money.
Yeah.
By the way, there is actually
They gave him a check. They gave him a check that wasn't written on rubber.
Yes, sir.
The Olympic Committee has an unlimited war chest.
Is he goes in for the final shot?
Yes.
That's enough for
You
you?
broke the
That's-
house.
That's an insurance claim.
Dad says, I will try out for the Olympic
Don't try
Games
falling through the
basketball
floor at home,
and
kids.
make it to
Unless you want
Yeah.
to
Wait,
know.
by the way, the future hero from Hey Arnold, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we all got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Jason Shankaro is our Izzy.
Oh, look, Spartan. It's Izzy, the great athlete. And what about you?
God damn it,
Are you
Scott
a
Mudfield Robbins in the house.
Or just an athletic supporter?
Oh.
All this talent and yet still underwhelming.
Guys, let's settle this right now.
Well, look, all the voice talent in the world can't save a mediocre script.
Yeah.
Look, you can keep polishing a turd until it shines, but then there's nothing left.
No, you can actually polish a turd. Mythbusters showed that. It's just, it's still a turd.
Yeah. It's
Which
like the
I'm pretty sure
argument. Go
that
ahead.
might be what Izzy actually is.
Bye, guys.
Like
Possibly.
a walking pile of blue fecal matter.
Thanks to open voting, the choice came down to a douche and a shit sandwich.
Didn't make the jump. He can't swim. For real? Cross my heart and hope he doesn't die.
By the way, the actual plot of this is Izzy wants to go
Better really be drowning.
compete in the Olympic Games, and he's not allowed for reasons.
Reason.
Just let me think.
Because people hate him.
This log looks like a kayak.
Yeah, so far everybody he's encountered seems to have a hate boner for him.
To be honest, he's not as hateable as you'd think. Like, he's certainly... You can do so
Well,
much
he's,
worse.
he's hateable because plot.
You can do so much worse in terms of 90s tunes.
Yeah,
Like,
it's very clean, a very clean look here. Certainly,
he's also not...
certainly- Yeah,
He's also not, surprisingly, not injected with that 90s tube.
yeah.
You know the... Like, he doesn't
I mean,
have the
we're
fucking
actually getting-
sunglasses and the backwards bald cap.
yeah.
Hey, and we're
Very
also
good.
getting a full 12. We're getting a full 12 frames
Okay,
per second
that's
here.
way too many torches in one stadium. Okay.
Hello. Say, you're the hero who saved
stack of
the
flapjacks
Spartan,
here.
aren't you?
I got flapjacks for you.
Quite a feat of daring do. And now the Tribunal of Elders wishes to give you a hero's reward. Oh, very impressive.
Excuse me, but, what are you doing?
Decorating your hero's cake.
It's gonna take you forever to do it with that.
Perhaps.
Why are you doing that with an
To
with an
persevere
epee?
courage in a
Uh,
man only a
It's a-
coward
that's a-
gives
that's a-
up.
that's actually called a
Well
foil.
played, my old friend Euripides.
Euripides?
I'm thinking,
No, Kariba. How do you do?
Kariba?
Fencing is done with a foil.
He was at the very first Olympic Games?
Hence
Yes,
the-
It's
the-
Murdoch from Greece.
meant to
Wait.
ennoble and strengthen
Wow.
sport and
Yeah.
thereby improve the
Alice
Where's
Ghostly in the
Craig?
house.
friendship and
We gotta grease the
understanding
cake.
amongst all people.
Yeah,
I'm gonna compete in the Olympic Games. I know it's never been done before, but
Well, you'll have to get permission from the Tribunal Elders first, so you'd best forget.
Tribunal Elders. That's right after he narfles the Garthak, right?
yes.
like, I don't know if it was on the script writing level or what, but we have to actually be invested in things for us to care, right?
No one
I guess that's back
recognizes
just kind
me.
of with their mind.
Okay, stop.
Oh
Stop it.
man. I am the walrus.
You. Ooh.
I think Kevin is gurgling in anger over there.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. At this point, it's like
for his courage, not punished. We'll regret it if we don't give him a worthy reward, Fortius. So I've written a poem.
Well, if he gets to do a poem, then I get to do a song.
Gentlemen, please remember we are here
Oh,
to
God.
honor this young hero. I feel a nice medal is in
This apparently was Comedy Gold in 1996.
Yeah,
I think they lifted dialogue directly from the Hercules movie.
possibly. It was
I know how you can
around
reward
this
me.
time.
How might that be, young man?
You can give me permission to
You're
go
thinking of the
forward
Disney
for the
Hercules
Olympic
movie.
Games.
Yeah,
That was
that's
a
what I'm
few year-
talking about.
Young man,
That was a
That
bit
came out-
after.
That came out in
Was that
96.
96 and 90?
It was 96 because I was working at McDonald's and I had
Yeah.
I bought all the Hercules crap that they were selling at that time.
Sportsmanship, excellence.
Cassette tapes of the soundtrack.
Wow.
God, the cassette tapes.
So when I earn I can go?
Impudent. Obstinate.
I wonder if this was supposed to tie into the game at this point.
Yeah. Somebody wake me up when we get to the plot.
You wish to go on a quest to obtain the 5 Olympic
Well, they forgot to
rings,
include one.
correct?
Ah, yes.
That's the way to get to the
Although
Olympic
apparently
Games.
we're now here because they're going after the rings. That's the thing here. Collect the 5 rings and you're in the Olympics. That's the plot.
Yep. That sounds like the kind of thing you would do in a 16-bit platform game.
Yeah.
Too bad he didn't get the 10
Jay.
rings.
So hi, Jim Cummings.
Of course he'd
We're
show up.
complete. Yep, he's the narrator too.
Izzy, get down here. Now.
I guess I'd better get busy looking for those other 4 rings. Later, George.
George.
I'm sorry, what?
She's doing laundry, but
Izzy.
they don't appear to be wearing clothes.
It's not.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where to
I'm
begin.
more
What the
concerned-
fuck?
About it.
Did you see those bloomers?
I'm more concerned about why the fuck he's hanging them up with fucking arrows.
Favorite
Because
Plunger
this is
arrows.
Olympic
Well,
land.
because
swimmer.
yeah, it's Olympic land, and all the characters have different Olympic games.
By the way, let it just be known simply for the record here that we're not going to be really getting anybody new other than the characters we've already seen up to this point.
Whoa! What did you just do, Izzy?
Izzy could turn into a fucking ball? What?
Yes.
Well, yeah, that is actually Izzy's actual gimmick. He can transform into
Form
things.
into anything. Yes, that's the point. The point is to have him transform into anything for imagination purposes.
Contestants can change their shape.
I guess that would give me an unfair advantage, huh? But it could help me win.
Yes,
Stick him in the 100 meter.
yes, specifically, it's to symbolize Atlanta as a city of the future because it could be anything to inspire imagination. That's the point. That's the idea. Okay. I'm not saying it's good or smart or intelligent in practice.
She stored everything in a bathtub.
You know, there's a bike
Of
race
course.
scheduled tomorrow.
Great. You won.
Isn't that
I'm
ironic?
sure there's some sort of cartoon logic here somewhere.
Friendly race. Oh, so much to learn.
You know what? At this point, watching this at this point reminds me that I could be probably watching Sonic at 8 a.m. right about now.
I got the full series on
We
DVD.
did that on Fragments when we.
Yeah.
It was good.
Time
We
to
also
pop
did
in
the
that
other
old
Sonic series.
Wait a minute.
time to pop in that old cartridge of Bible stories, Noah's Ark.
As someone who has watched all 3 Sonic series recently, this is better than 2 of them.
That is a fail on a lot of levels right there.
People forget how bad Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog really is. Like, it's like this, but worse.
Sonic
Because
will repeatedly
that's-
hit it. Go ahead.
Because that's the one where it has all of the fucking obnoxious characters,
I guess.
Wait, did you
including Sonic himself.
Wait, did
With
you
anime,
said,
with
wait. Hold on a minute. He said if we stop Izzy, we can stop the world from blowing up. About that.
Yeah, that's probably something that they needed to define a bit more.
And they literally just killed
Actually-
him.
That's actually kind of ironic because it's 1995, and well, we know what happened during the Summer Games, now don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't have anticipated that.
Yeah.
Of course not. That's why I'm saying it's ironic. Hella ironic.
Right.
would be the right terminology for this time period.
I mean, the reason I made that Sonic clip earlier is this clearly being Sonic coded here.
Well, duh. He's blue and he kind of
I mean-
looks like a hedgehog.
If you wanted Sonic that is repeatedly hit in the brain pan with a sledgehammer.
Once again, this is still better than a given episode of Sonic Underground. I stand by this.
Listen, the 90s was not a good time for Sonic, okay? The late 90s was not a good time for Sonic.
Got real integrity,
Sonic 3D Blast, anybody?
He really does have integrity.
I'd rather be playing that than watch this right now.
Wow, the ring of integrity. Wait till I tell Kariba.
I mean, that's the point. Is
Wanna keep it?
you bust out your Sega Saturn, and then the game glitches out, so you can't play it.
I mean, I had the Genesis version, didn't have that problem.
By words and cause who knows what kind of damage in the process. Will not. You too. Will not. Will too. Not.
Elders, please. We must stop arguing and resolve this dilemma. The citizens of Torchworld
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing why this was forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that we want to harp on this.
You see, most
They made a character who could be anything, so he's nothing.
More than a few of them are wearing these.
Well, nothing is what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
look, they keep talking vaguely about stopping Izzy, but like the ones who had the most solid plan of action were the bullies.
Yeah, literally fucking kill him.
if Izzy wins, he may continue his quest for the rings, and once attained, be permitted to participate in the Olympic Games down below.
So maybe they cribbed the plot of the Hercules animated movie from this.
I have my doubts.
I think somebody was doing a lot of illicit substances to birth this plot.
I see
The Atlantic Organizing Committee versus the rest of the entire population of planet Earth.
Go to the Olympic Games. True. And I'm competing against Spartan.
And even that, even some of the people on the committee were like, no, Izzy, no.
The poor boy must be on javelins and arrows. What if he loses?
Javelins and arrows, you say? Those are very pointy objects, which are known for piercing flesh
Yeah.
quite violently.
A very shot-putting reference. I don't know. I was trying something there. I'm workshopping
Well, what I'm saying is
these Olympic puns.
Well, no, what I'm saying is I want Izzy to be pierced with a weapon.
I mean, there's a large
Yeah, but
fire.
I was workshopping Olympic puns.
I mean, there is a large fire. We can just roast him.
And the judges' scores are 9.8, 9.8, 9.8, and a perfect 10.
God, so many Olympic
Is that how actual
scandals.
Olympic?
Will perform.
These creatures are very easily impressed by things. I noticed.
Yeah. Now the lady fucking person just like got to fall asleep. That's me.
9.9, 9.9,
Going to tank the rating.
5. Just
Ah,
And
the
they
Russian.
do the joke.
Yeah, the Russian judge.
The Rosa joke, guys.
Disappointed? I don't blame you. That scoring sure didn't seem
Like they
fair to
didn't
me.
telegraph that tank right before it happened there.
Yeah.
That judge must have seen something wrong.
I mean-
the others didn't. I'll just have to try harder next time.
She's met you.
Yeah.
What's this for? I lost.
It's the ring of sportsmanship. The ability to win all
Oh,
games
yes.
with equal dignity and honor. Now hop to
Okay,
Also, this
yeah.
is only 30 minutes,
another event to prepare
so
for.
we can't spend, 6 episodes collecting
Right.
5 rings.
Because not only is that 6 episodes of animation and stuff like that, it's also 6 episodes of possibly getting more voice actors involved, and we can't afford that much.
I mean, this
Really
is
get
already
Tress McNeil and Jim Gummings to begin with.
this is already looking like
I will
Deke
say-
animated it.
Well, no, this was film Roman. That's
I-
why, it looks decently animated. For Deke, holy fuck.
Oh, God.
Because we are very much in the do it cheap era.
Runners to your mark.
Like,
Get set.
Though I am constantly amazed
Yeah.
at how well Sonic Underground looks.
Beat 'em, Spartan! Beat 'em! That's what I like to see.
The fuck is going on?
Wacky antics, I believe they call this.
Athlete. Okay, Izzy, just do your best.
This is like the obvious hilarity of the Mean Green Machine episodes of Dukes of Hazzard.
It's just not done.
With similar Boss Hog and Roscoe antics.
I got a boss hog for you. Wait, what?
Ring of excellence. It means you gave your all, did your best. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Kariba. I wish everyone was. Why is it getting dark?
It's time to
That's,
kill
that's
him.
the truth. That's the horrible truth of the Atlanta Olympics.
Boy, how the crowd turned on him.
What should I do?
Yeah, kind of an eerie metaphor, now isn't it?
Uh-huh.
No, that's art imitating life.
That's the nuclear storm.
Saying the storm was going because of all of the stuff going on in the world. Shut up! I know where you're trying to go with this. No, no.
Go
Go sit
sit on a javelin.
on
Wow.
a javelin. Jesus.
Damn, girl.
Spicy.
Putting that aside, how are you going to be playing basketball on a grass field?
What I have to do.
Yeah.
End it all.
It's the ring of brotherhood. We have forgotten.
And it all by going with the nearest coke plant and drinking myself to death.
Yeah.
And thereby improve the human race and build understanding and friendship amongst all people.
I believe I've made.
Well, just don't be too political. That's all.
Yeah.
Citizens of the Torch World, young Izzy has
I mean,
now
the thing is,
attained
Izzy was designed to be as apolitical as possible.
Well, yeah, that's the point.
It's a vital part of the Olympic experience.
Love and understanding of others, except when it actually matters. In which case, you're too hot for TV, son.
And we skipped to the last two rings.
Literally, though.
Look, even they want to get this over with.
They're trying to suggest that Izzy himself is some sort of special being that can solve everything. Then stop it. Stop it.
That's what it means.
I like
Yeah,
how
you're
they
gonna get
don't
booed
designate what
Barcelona.
sport is going to be competing in.
Also,
All of them.
fun fact: a big thing around during the games is everybody wondering what the hell is he? He was barely there.
Well, that's because apparently the mascot suits didn't work right.
Hilarious.
We're going to have to get that
The
water
animatronics
down
kept making lewd
before Hero
gestures.
Well, they weren't animatronics. This is like,
It's
yeah,
more the
like
apparently most of the fan works in the costumes malfunctioned, so lot
yeah.
of overheating.
Yeah.
God, yeah. I had to wear the Grimace costume when I worked at McDonald's. Trust me. I almost died twice.
And I also possibly note that in the days leading up to the games, Izzy initially attempted to walk to the park, but eventually was given a golf cart called the Izzy Mobile because he was repeatedly mobbed. And one instance, a group of drunk men attempted to attack him.
So,
2
that-
days after the opening ceremony, the AP wrote, because he was barely seen. The AP wrote, was he run over by one of the pickups and left for roadkill outside the stadium? Is he still waiting for a shuttle bus? Was he held
Good Lord.
hostage? Was he held hostage by Gumpy?
I think Izzy has awoken something in Kevin.
Yeah, I'm just giving people some context for this being, because this was a big thing that they did. They pushed him hard. He was a
Because
balloon in
sometimes-
the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. Like,
Because
they
sometimes the
pushed
worst
this
enemy of
mascot hard.
because sometimes the worst enemy of education is anger.
Like this was a very big thing, and it's like hosting the Olympic Games and winning the Olympics over freaking Athens. It was like It's huge. But, the fact of the matter is that, tons of the homeless population were driven out. Like, they did a lot there was a lot of, the bad parts of the Olympics were really bad over here. And, like a lot of the legacy of the Olympic Games, the only really big thing is Centennial Olympic Park, which that's it, pretty much. Like
This is also the
Olympics-
same year that
yeah.
this is also the same year that Deep Space Nine introduced us to the Bell riots over sanctuary districts.
Yeah, but now this special in particular aired about 3 times.
Mm.
So
Lord.
yeah, this aired 3 times.
They got their money's worth out of it, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And then a joke. I should note this last thing here. There was a joke that was circulated around here at the end of the games. There was a blue line painted on Peachtree Road to mark the Olympic Marathon Road, right? And the joke here in Atlanta was that the line was actually Izzy's ass being tricked out of town.
Wow.
That's how hated he was. Okay?
I'm just amazed at how much talent was wasted on this 30 minutes.
So,
Like,
needless
great.
to say, a lot
great-
of the merchant. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, great animation studio, plenty of well-recognized vocal talents,
Yeah,
and it's
there
like,
were nobodies in here.
The backing of Ted Turner.
yeah, just and then
Very
and then
loosely.
the final result is just.
Yeah,
Just the whole
I'm not even
highlight.
sure we could properly lampoon it without being obscene.
I mean,
At
Kevin's
least
practically frothing over there.
I mean,
Well, most of this has just been Kevin being very angry about
Sorry.
this,
sorry, it's just
while being historically very accurate.
yeah. I'm not angry about it, honestly. I'm just being active about it because this is just wild shit. It's wild stuff.
You're still capturing what Atlanta actually felt about their Olympic mascot.
Yes, pretty much.
You've gone
much
full
shit,
angry
so much-
goose on this.
Well, I'm not angry about it. I'm just putting it in the context here, and I should also just end it all by simply saying that there was a lot of merchandise made for this. Do you want to know where a lot of it is? In
India.
the basement.
what-
In the basement of the Atlanta History Center
Eh.
in Buckhead.
In a
So-
Jersey landfill next to Jimmy Hoffa's remains.
I was gonna say they're next to gonna be in India next to whoever doesn't win the Super Bowl this year.
Well, basically, or it'll be on eBay.
We'll find it next to 250,000 copies of E.T., the extraterrestrial, for the Atari 2600.
Yeah, that's Izzy, folks.
All right.
Gone and
Oh,
hopefully forgotten.
Historical
I'm almost afraid to ask at this point. What's going on in entertainment news?
Everyone
Well, I'm
died.
actually glad that you.
Huh?
Okay,
Go on. I'm being facetious.
all right. So, as I was about to say, I'm actually glad that Mac asked because, surprisingly, we turned back to MST3K.
Yeah,
Because, well, we've found out what the next, or I guess the first move under new ownership is, or will be, and that is, I guess for lack of a better term, Joel versus Mike 2.0. Because, well, Radial
The
Entertainment
synchronous edition.
Yeah, well, let me explain to the people who might not know what's going on. Because a couple days ago, Radial Entertainment / Shout Studios, whatever you want to call them, the new full owners of MST3K have launched a Kickstarter, and a proper Kickstarter this time. Not something that was a Kickstarter, but was on a different platform for not really any discernible reason. But the point is, there's a active Kickstarter going on right now for Rift Tracks Makes MST3K, promising 4 new episodes in 2026, starring Mike, Kevin, and Bill. That is Michael J. Nelson, Kevin Murphy, and Bill Corbett, aka the people that helmed, Mike, Tom Servo, and Crow T. Robot during the Sci-Fi Channel era.
Well, actually, specifically, it was the last season of Comedy Central, and then the Sci-Fi era. Yes, so 1995 to
No,
1999.
that is incorrect.
What?
Because Bill Corbett didn't take over Crow until the.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Kevin
That's
Murphy was Tom Servo from season 2.
Right. That's right. I forgot about season had Trace as Crow. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is basically Sci-Fi Channel era MST3K. Yep, stupid autoplay.
7 and 99.
Anyway. Yeah. So they went on after MST3K to found Rift Tracks. What was it, 2000?
Yep.
Yeah, founded in 2006. So apparently, in celebration of the 20th anniversary of Rift Tracks, they are coming back to MST3K. Like, they are coming, like, we're getting Michael J. Nelson as host, and Kevin Murphy and Bill Corbett as Tom Servo and Crow T. Robot. And apparently, Mary Jo Pehl is going to be returning as Pearl Forrester. So it is full on sci-fi MST3K 2.0.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
which
yeah.
is honestly something I'm a bit mixed about, mainly due to Michael J. Nelson. So, okay, I'll like cards on the table. The thing is, Michael J. Nelson as a person, not great, because he's actually a capital C conservative who hangs around other conservative shitheads like Doug Teppenell or Doug Tenepel. Yeah, that's not good.
No.
But yeah. So that's making this complicated. But
is he conservative or is he libertarian? I think he's more libertarian than conservative, if I remember correctly.
He's still got some bad politics and hangs around.
His politics are bad, but we need to be specific about what he is, because
I mean, have you seen some of the cretins who identify with the Libertarian Party?
It's not like,
I suppose to balance it out, Bill Corbett is very much a progressive.
Oh, yes, very much so.
Like,
I mean,
very loud about that. So
if they can all get along, then there must be something redeeming about Michael J. Nelson.
Now, I suppose it's going to be interesting in some regards, but it's also, I'm hoping it just doesn't become, another bunch of Rift Tracks episodes, because we already have plenty of that. And that's the danger of trying to do throwback stuff.
Right.
Honestly, to be quite frank, what they do at Rift Tracks is basically what they did with the last couple of seasons of MST3K anyway. So it's really nothing different than what they did in those last 3 years.
That's not exactly true, because what this campaign is promising is actually something I talked about last time. They're trying to bring this back to classic MST3K.
I didn't
Because
really
that was one
watch
of the
any
weird,
of. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, because that was one of the weird things about let's call it the Neo Joel era of MST3K. Because it was very much a very glitzy and shiny and polished product for like probably the most polished MST3K has ever looked.
Yeah.
I was just going to comment that I haven't seen much of the revival, so I really couldn't judge on it.
I would say that that's
I've
more
watched
the
some
case
of
with the Netflix era. When it comes
Yeah,
to like the independent season, it's less so for
Yeah.
obvious reasons. But
well, some good news on that front. The
Yeah.
whatever contract Shout/Joel had with Netflix seems to be expiring because the the Netflix seasons are starting to show up on YouTube. Like they've been doing a slow, staggered release of season 11 on YouTube. So, you can actually check some of that stuff out now
yeah,
for and not have a Netflix subscription.
I mean, I have one, so either way.
I know. I'm just saying if you don't,
yeah,
it's finally becoming more widely available. Also worth noting, you can also watch season 13 of MST3K on YouTube, specifically YouTube TV and movies,
Boy.
which is actually technically a separate section, but it's nothing that ad blocker can't take care of.
Not
So-
that we recommend that on this show. Rolls
Right.
eyes upward.
Like- Anyway, so they're apparently bringing it back to the what they did back in the 90s.
yeah.
And it's kind of reflected, or I think they're trying to reflect it in their campaign goal because they
Yeah.
pledged a ludicrously small amount of 20,000.
They made over a
Like-
million.
But that's not what this is about, because Variety provided some details and said that these episodes were going to be made whether or not this Kickstarter was successful or not.
Because they got the
So-
money for it.
Usually not
Yeah.
a great sign, actually. That annoys me when I see that.
Well, no. Okay, that's because this isn't about actually needing money to
It's a publicity
make
thing,
the
right?
thing. Yes, this is marketing.
Yeah.
This is pure marketing here. This is pure narrative. This Kickstarter is all about promoting the new season. Which, I guess, fair enough. There's a lot of Kickstarters like that.
And I guess also to see interest post ownership changeover.
Right.
Because if they
And
wouldn't have
I
even
get,
made the
like-
20,000, then it brings into question whether it's worth it to bring it back at all.
Yeah, and I will note that at current time, it's got $1.4 million.
Yeah, it made like
Hmm.
within, I would have to say like 2-3 hours. It made 10 times that 20,000.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it was already at 200,000 with my 3 hours in. So it's like,
Yeah.
Damn.
So the thing is, we're not exactly sure what this money is going to go towards.
some of it could
That's
go
what makes it
to-
sussy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, might just give it to charity because again, this is happening in Minnesota. So
Either,
Invested in Donald Trump crypto coin.
I mean, charity, they could invest it into more seasons later on.
And just to
Yeah.
clarify for everybody, before I came on the show tonight, I was out driving, and I had a guy who was a Jack in the Box surprise Trumper go off about his master plan to convert the U.S. currency to crypto.
Fun.
Yeah,
I
so
thought drugs were
that's why I was like,
illegal.
oh, yeah, weed is legal in Arizona, my friend.
Bro was
and
on something
believe me,
stronger
people's-
than weed.
Yeah. Okay, so aside from that, the current plan is they are going to make 4 new episodes in 2026.
Mhm.
Right.
Also, the problem with talking about this now, because the campaign currently has 39 days to go. They have said that they will announce the 4 movies that they're going to riff over the course of the campaign.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, as far as I know, they haven't announced any of the titles yet. And it may be a while before they hit at least even the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So, the point is, we don't know yet what they're going to be riffing. And that might be something that they've been keeping close to the vest, depending on the amount of money they make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because do remember, unlike what we do, they actually do this for a living. They do this as a job,
Yeah.
i.e., they make money off of it.
Yeah, they actually
So-
purchased the license for this stuff.
I mean,
Yes.
it's not a lack of effort on my part. It's just,
The point is, since they sell, especially since they sell the shorts and some of the movies that they riff, they have to get the license. Now, the thing is, Riff Track specifically was started as a way to circumvent licensing
Mm-hmm.
because it was
On a kind
essentially
if you provide your own movie that you have legal access to, presumably, that's okay.
yes.
Yeah, it's but what they used to do was, they would record the riffing and stuff as like side tracks, hence the name Riff Tracks here.
And you
And then you
plug
would
that
have-
into your
you would have-
stereo system while the
Right,
movie
and-
was playing.
Right, and then you had the movie going on, and you would have the Riff Tracks on the side.
Yes.
So technically, they were just simply. It was just basically like putting out their own CD things without any of the copyrighted material. You would have the copyrighted material on your hand, their copyrighted material over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then that evolved to doing actual DVD commentaries for like public domain movies. One of their more famous ones is their commentary for Reefer Madness,
Yeah.
for example.
Which
So-
a decent number of MST3K things were public domain, or might as well be.
Well, at least for the
Yeah,
early
like,
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I believe the giant Gila monster, for example, is an MST3K public domain. I know they played that all the time back in the day.
Yeah.
The BC Arca Flats is another public domain movie, I believe. It's actually something I've been eyeing for the show in case we have a hole to fill.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, and apparently they plan on debuting these Riff Track MST3K episodes on the Riff Tracks website, which is interesting in its own right, because that might mean the Gizmoplex is done.
I mean, considering Joel was probably the mastermind behind that whole apparatus, and he's cashed out. Yeah, it's pretty much done. I mean, they're gonna just mine the entire MST3K collection and spit it out everywhere, and then also do stuff like this with Riff Tracks and maybe other people as well. Who knows?
It's hard to say. This is the first step, but we don't know what comes after.
Yeah,
They're probably not going to talk about it until
for this.
let's
yeah.
call it the Riff Track season is done. So
Specifically Mary Jo's inclusion in all this, because she's basically she's basically the go-between between every single part of this MST3K triumvirate, if you will, because she was involved in Cinematic Titanic back in the day with Joel and everybody else. She's done work with the Riptracks gang as well, and I'm sure she also has a good relationship with Trace and Frank as well. The thing that they've been doing, so
Right.
she's
I think
basically the string that connects every single person. So if there's any other future MST3K stuff outside of this Riptracks deal, expect her to be a part of it, and expect her to possibly be bring the others in, if you will. So
yeah. Now, I think one concern that I do share with certain other people is, well, falling into the nostalgia zone, vortex, whatever you want to call it, that so many other properties have done. Because say what you will about the Neo Joel era, it was very much about being a new generation of talent.
yeah,
The problem was some of it was already established talent, but that's beside the point. It was new people doing this stuff, as opposed to Joel trying to relive the glory era. In fact, the only reason he jumped back into the jumpsuit and the theater was because that was a Kickstarter pledge.
Yeah.
For season 13.
Honestly, when it comes to this, if it falls into nostalgia abyss, frankly, it's fine, because I wasn't really a fan of that whole thing. Honestly, I wasn't. The way, in practice, on paper, the concept of bringing in new blood and stuff like that. Okay, I accept that, but in practice, it didn't work. So, like, if the new blood thing didn't work, honestly, in order to stuff back up, you're probably going to have to live off of nostalgia for a bit, unfortunately.
I suppose, but at the very least, in the case of bringing the Riptracks crew to do the MST3K stuff, there's not a factor of ring rust, because the three of these guys still work together. They still do, as you said, basically the same thing that they were doing.
Yeah, so, they've been basically doing the same shtick since it went off the air. Like, they did that film crew thing for a hot minute, which Shout Factory also has distributed, by the way, just an FYI on that. So, basically been doing 97, 99 MST3K, except they haven't been Crow and Todd and Mike.
Yeah. So, theoretically, they should slip in fairly seamlessly. But I suppose we'll see what happens when the actual product gets made.
And let's keep in mind, Mike Nelson was the head writer of MST3K even before he took the jumpsuit. So,
yes,
so
I guess watch this space, because we're probably going to be talking about MST3K, again when the Riptracks stuff debuts.
At least the reviews come out, or at least when the first title is announced.
I'd at the very least wait until all 4 titles are announced.
That's probably a good idea.
So, anyway, I think that'll about do it for the entertainment news for this week.
Right. All right. So that brings us to what's happening next. Apparently, we have an Inside the Studio episode, no? February 11th, episode 6, Barbara J. Dillon of Fanbase Press. All right, so give us the rundown, Adam.
Okay, let me see. That's the wrong page. Fanbase Press celebrates fandoms and creates new ones. As a GLAAD Media Award-winning and an Eisner and Hardy Awards-nominated comic book publisher and geek culture website, Fanbase Press produces new and distinctive works, as well as daily reviews, interviews, and podcasts that span the pop culture spectrum and gives voice to themes, ideals, and people that make geekdom so exceptional. So they cover a lot of ground.
I am actually somewhat familiar with this outfit, so that's a good get.
Indeed. In fact, Barbara was asking about specifics for next week, and I told him I didn't have that nailed down because that's next week's interview. I kind of focus on the thing I have before me. So,
Right.
this week's guest is the focus. Not
Exactly.
nothing personal. So, anyway.
Well, it should be interesting nonetheless.
Right.
Definitely reasonably high profile. Well, you'll be able to give her more information after after today. So, all right. So again, thanks to our special our guest this week, Ian of Yeij, and be sure to check out his stuff. He did provide us with some links here, which we can share probably to the Discord server for one of his games, and or the Evil Pikmin game, the Dukido game that he was talking about on stream. So be sure to check that out. And Adam, I'll leave that to you to determine where that needs to go on the Fragment server.
Just post
And yeah. And then, of course, we've got links to the YouTube channel and all that good stuff, and itch.io, so pretty cool stuff. Pretty solid show, I think, and we look forward to what Ian comes up with next. And I guess that's it for this week. So I'm running out of gas. So I'm going to wrap it up right here. Like I said, be sure to check out my progress on Patreon for the Lavenders. I will be releasing the pages one by one on Patreon as an exclusive initially, and then compiling all of Act 3 for drive-through long before it starts running as a free webcomic ever again. So be on the lookout on my Patreon for that. I do need some financial support since I literally broke my back, fractured my L5 vertebrae, and it is quite the energy sapper, especially when the pain meds wear off. So, yeah. All right, so that's it for this installment of Moonhawk Studios Presents. We'll see you all again next week, and be sure to tune in Monday on the Mac Paladin Retro Gaming Emporium channel for more Blue Mondays with Mac and Shadows Mist, and on Tuesdays we'll have Final Fantasy XIV with Petty Fan and me. Until then, I'm your host, Mac Paladin. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, kids.